Alright, hello, good afternoon. Happy Monday. Hello, friends. How's it going? Let's see who's here. ODM, hello. Abstraction, Lamp, hello. Frankie, hello. Hubert, hello. Cloudyak, hello. Lamp, Diego, do you listen to the Les Seraphim album? No. Yeah, no. Just like a song, but no. Abstraction, using this as an excuse to mute you and continue watching the Daytona 500. I've done my time. Okay, that's fair. Thanks for the 24, Abstraction. Take it easy. Ankit, hello. Codobra, Great Hands, hello. Plastic Bits, MSA, what's up? Thanks for the 28, thank you. Hinker, oh, Hinker, hello. Insty, hello. Hawk, hello. Happy Kiwi Day, honor our president. Yeah, happy President's Day, aka the CEOs. Killswitch, hello. Diego, I heard you bought the 2.5K Kohaku blessed by Elaine, herself. No. But it's a work of art, right? So hopefully someone deserving got it. Diego, can you add this? Oh, I can add it in a second. Okay, I need to let Kiwi go. Kiwi wants to go. Anyway, Kiwi, say hi. You wanna say hi? Drew did? Oh, that was fast. Okay, bye. Goodbye, Mr. Kiwi. Alright, so welcome back, everybody. So today we're building a derivative for somebody. So let's get to that. Let's see. I'm gonna say he wants 7 TV perms. Okay, I can probably do that, to be honest. I'm okay with that. 7 TV. I don't know where the dashboard is, so I'm just gonna check the website. Oh yeah, sign in. Okay, cool. Let's see. Add editor. MSA underscore. Wait, does it? There. I think that's fine. Alright, I think that should be good. Okay. Let's see here. Anke Diego, can you bless my corn so I can say 3 out of 4 single mods endorse the build, so and I can get my cost back? What corn do you have again, Anke? I think you had a pewter gray one, right? I like the pewter gray. I would bless that. But what is it built with? Oh shit! Tyler with the raid, hello. Did you get Sushi to say that? I'll just get cute and you to say it. Nice. Rienfo, hello. Jem, return to Philco. Agreed. Return to OEM Philco. Everyone building derivatives lately? I think it's just coincidental, actually. This derivative I was supposed to build a little bit before, but I had a few protos and other things happening, and so I had to shuffle a few things around in the order of builds. So yeah. Yo. Anyway, what's good? Browns on alu with Dolce and dark RGB. Oh, I would totally endorse that. Browns on alu and Dolce with dark RGB sounds great. I would bless pewter gray unicorn owned by Ankit. Time to flip for 2,500. Good luck if you can. Good luck. Okay, so today we're building a derivative, as I said. We got an alu half plate here. Got our PCB. Just the cloth. Got a few different O-rings. Daughter board. Nice, nice. Stabs. Switches. Who cut the fruit for you? My partner did. It's a pear. Kiwi did. Kiwi is great at cutting things, but I don't know if he would cut things this cleanly. In terms of, he would just destroy it and put it into little small pieces. But this is a little too organized for him. With his knife hands, yeah. His claws are hella sharp. Kiwi learned by playing Fruit Ninja. Oh my god, Fruit Ninja is a throwback. Haven't heard of Fruit Ninja being talked about in such a long time. Let's see, we have like a clear one, two clear ones, which kind of look the same. I don't even know. And then these other ones. I guess these are maybe like the grave shift ones. Bunch of O-rings. Honestly, probably true. What's up, Mason? Thanks for the 31. Thank you, thank you. It was fun lurking here when I'm out. The amount of criticism on the hard-working keyboard industry is cracking me up. You guys literally think that you know all about keyboards. True. But the only thing you do is keep bitching about sound tests. True. Switch materials? Somewhat. Prices? True. Shipping? Yeah, always bitch about shipping. This chat is one big circle jerk of random pretentious keyboard snobs. Pretty accurate. Adios muchachos? Also accurate. There's no muchachas much around here. Alright, let's see what color we have here. Alright, we got a silver unit today. Looks like we have a Win keyless silver. But we're gonna use the half plate for that. So let's test the PCB first. How many keyboards have you built assembled so far? I have 30 keyboards, so yes, the chances of encountering a defective PCB 3 to 4 goes way up. I had the same problem with my Iron 165, SAT 75, Frog TK, and Mode Sonnet. Damn, I haven't read that in a while. That one was actually directed at me in the it was a Keycap server. Someone had some issue with a PCB, and I was trying to help troubleshoot, and then they're like, "I've built 30 plus keyboards. How many have you built so far?" I'm like, "A few." a few boards. A few handfuls. But have you built 30 yet? Doubt. Probably not. Why is this cable stuck? Maybe I'll use this other one instead. Oh man, these cables are getting stuck here. Okay, there we go. You don't know anything, Lightning? I don't know anything. I don't know much, to be honest. New to keyboards. Only have been here for just a few years. Sometimes I do wonder why I'm still doing it, but so it goes. Okay. Is this supposed to be flashed? I don't know if it's flashed. Let me check on the JJW website if they have a... Actually, probably should be flashed, right? These guys are usually flashed. But I'll check the firmware just in case. What's the PCB? Z60. Also, let me know if the music's too loud or anything. Let's see, where's QMK? QMK, where are you? Oh, here, okay. Okay, McLovin. Does it have a reset button? Oh yeah, it does. Okay, cool. Should be good. Those aren't MX Master 3S clicks I hear. I don't like the MX Master 3S switches. I use a 3, but I don't like the 3S. It's too quiet and kind of, I don't know. I just don't like it. Oh, I don't know why it's not detecting. Maybe it's because this one's getting in the way. It's kind of weird. VS sometimes acts up. Try a different cable. Not showing up. Okay, whatever. Probably works though. I'm just gonna do the key tester normally. Just got a Viper V2 Pro and I'm loving it. We need a medium between 3 and 3S. 3M for medium. Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty happy with my MX Master. I just do wish the top wasn't rubberized like the way it is. I feel like it's just doesn't look as pretty. And once it starts wearing, it looks pretty grimy, ugly. Oops. Oh, I'm like not there. Huh? Okay, cool. This one works. Oh, there's a few that don't work. There's a few that aren't working, I think. I'm gonna double check that though. Okay. Oh wait, that works. Maybe it was just shorting with something. Yeah, that works. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I was just shorting. Alright. Maybe it was the cable. Okay, so PCB is good to go. Sean is hello. Okay, I don't really think I have to undo this, so at least until the assembly goes back on. For now, I'm just gonna put the bump-ons. Anyway, hope you guys have been doing well this weekend. Were you guys up to anything? And do you guys have today off? I did, but not everybody probably did because it's a federal holiday, but it varies. I think I do know people who still work today. It's President's Day here in the US, which is a federal holiday. So a lot of people have it off, but at least, obviously for people who are not American in the chat, you probably are, you know, it's just like a normal day for you, but for a lot of people it probably was a rest day. No day off? Oh, that sucks. Hi, show knees, please. Knees? Why knees? I woke up at like 11. It was glorious. I did the same thing actually. I also woke up at like 11. I know the New York Stock Exchange is closed. Yeah. I just went back to UIUC for the first time after graduation. It was a blast. Oh, you just graduated recently. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I haven't revisited my school in a while. Yeah. We're gonna do full backspace today. 7U. And split right shift. I think that's probably gonna be good. Alright, so I think you can just put this to the side for now. Only so many times you can visit before the magic wears off? Yeah, that's true. Also, the problem is, well, for me, I'm pretty far away from the time I graduated, right? So for me, the magic has well worn off because I don't know anybody there anymore. There's like a few professors and stuff I'll recognize, but then, yeah, I mean, all the people I used to know, they're gone, right? Like they graduated or they're gone. So I think that's a big thing. You can visit up to like maybe like, yeah, you know, 2 or 3 years maybe after, and then it kind of, it's whatever. Okay, so I believe these are pre-AP stabs, so these should be pretty good. Right. Oh, actually, it doesn't help that these have the inserts. It's a little bit tighter. Okay, good enough. All right, so let's get to lubing these guys. Let me finish this apple before I actually do start this. I mean, not apple, pear. You're thinking that Insti is Hastura? Oh, that's a bad assumption to make. Diego, what is the red board behind me? It's the BNE 80 that I built a while back. There's a build stream for it, I think. BNE 80. Are you going to Tex-Mex Roundup? Right now I haven't booked anything yet, but the likelihood of me going to KeyCon is a lot higher. That said, I still am not booked, so there's nothing confirmed so far. So until I start booking stuff, I'm not sure where I'll end up. But I'll probably be going to one of the two meetups, for sure. Yeah. Bro, just say you're going to Tex-Mex Roundup? Well, I'm not sure. I'm actually torn about KeyCon. Yeah. There's like a few things going on that that are kind of like put me up in the air for that. So I'm just trying to clear any of my commitments, and then I can be like 100% sure. And that's why I haven't booked anything either. Like, flight tickets are also kind of expensive right now. Like, I think tickets to Salt Lake City for KeyCon are like in the 400s. And someone suggested like Fly Spirit. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna fucking fly and have stops and like basically like end up in Salt Lake City after 12 hours of traveling. No, thank you. When I know that the trip is like a 5-hour trip. You know? I would rather not subject myself to the inconvenience of it, rather. It's what I'm trying to say. But so yeah, just looking at like tickets with either they're like non-stop or one-stop, but even one-stop ones, I don't want the connection to be too long. And also, like, if it's too short, then depending on the airport, it's not a very feasible connection. Like, the other day, I think I saw a flight that had a stop in O'Hare for 1 hour, and I had to switch planes. I was like, no way. 1 hour at O'Hare? But yeah, I feel like nowadays I'm much less willing to travel if it's inconvenient. Just in general. Like, I don't feel like I have the same, like, flexibility or, like, willingness to do things if inconvenient as I did when I was, like, 20-something years old, I think. Yeah. Like, before I was like, oh yeah, I'll crash anywhere. I'll book the cheapest ticket, connect, and have a long-ass layover. And, you know, all these other things. But now I'm like, no. Getting older be like that? Yeah. Yeah, that's a death sentence, I know. It's like, connection in O'Hare and a short-ass time. I mean, maybe if it's like the next gate. Like, next to the one you arrive in, and you don't have to do anything else. It's called getting old? Yeah. Yeah, I do be like that. I saw a flight to SLC where the transfer window was 38 minutes. 38 minutes is the time it takes you to get off the plane. No way. I'd rather just pay more to not deal with that ish. Yeah, exactly. Same. I'm like that too. I'm like, I would rather pay more. But I also... I'm just here thinking like, man. Cause I think right now it's also like, I have like a few different budgets going on. Got like a wedding to go to the month after. You guys know how that is if you are in the same boat. Gets expensive pretty quickly. In the way I'm making that transfer? Yeah. Oh, Kiwi. Oh, I guess it is around that time. Yeah, but you're a lightning, so that's so much time for you to transfer. Oh my god. That's corny as hell. That connection's gonna be clear across the airport and the flight's gonna arrive late, so you're gonna have to run. Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, 1 hour is enough to connect. If you sprint, push other people, make it to the, I don't know what, I forget what O'Hare used to go between terminals. I think it might still have like a form of rail. I'm not sure, I actually don't remember. I always confuse the different airports for that stuff. And then you'll make it. If you continuously sprint, don't waste a minute. It do be like that. Dip into the 401 KB? I could do that too, yeah. I've sold a few things recently. Probably should do that more though. What mount is derivative? I believe it has top, O-ring, and the relief mount or whatever, which is like the one that uses the like flex cuts on the PCB. I mean on the, sorry, not PCB, plate. On the plate tabs, right? It has a fourth one that was added later. Oh, which one is that? Can't tell. The silicone gasket thing? Do I have it? Was it like an optional kit? Oh, you had to buy it. Oh, okay. Oh, there goes the rice cooker. Thanks. I'm down to 4 boards now. That's pretty good. Don't need more than that. Don't be like me. We got the flat escalators. Oh yeah, the flat go fast in the hallway thingies. Those are cool, but yeah, you still have to run. They're cute, but not fast enough. They're nice if you have all the time at O'Hare. Like, cause it's like the one with the fans, with the like lights around there, right? Like that hallway with the lights and the tunnel. I remember. I think that was the last time I went to O'Hare. I saw that. I was like, oh, this is cute, but that's only because I have time to go between things. Yep. Yeah, I remember now. When Diego plays K-pop that I actually recognize, I know, right? I don't know a lot of K-pop that's like recent, so I just listen to the same old stuff I always do. This pretty sure is the playlist I created before one of the concerts they had. Epic High. Rice cooker jams? Yeah, we have I think we have a Zojirushi. What does OQ and SC mean? Oh, yeah, there we go. They're the Mary C and the Daji boards, respectively. Oh, the stats are not TXAP. They're TX. They're like TX Rev 2 or whatever. Yeah, I need to fix that, but yeah, they're still TX stabs though. Zojirushi household, nice. Yeah, love me good Zojirushi stuff. I really like their thermos, like their bottles, the ones that keep the soup or the tea or the whatever you want hot for like the entire day, and it's like scalding hot the entire time, and you have to be careful that if you put something really hot in there and you forget to actually like let it cool slightly, you might actually burn your tongue or something. That's a classic Zojirushi moment, I would say. It's that you put something to, you're like, oh, I'm gonna enjoy it because it's so cold outside, and then you forget and you burn yourself and everything is suffering because now everything hurts after you've burned your tongue and like half of your mouth. Or maybe you spilled it and you also burn your hands. Ouch. People under Stanley game? Oh yeah, Stanley's pretty popular. Yeah. So Jirushi's hot forever? Yep. Perfect for like camping though. Like for people who go camping and such, it's pretty perfect. You want that stuff like to be kept hot for a long time. Yeah, also keeps stuff cold. Yeah, it's pretty nice stuff. I have like the low capacity bottle, which is, you know, it's okay for like tea or coffee, but sometimes I do wish I should, like, I feel like I should have bought like the one for soup with the cup that you can pour into. Those are nice as well, but I don't have one of those. Have you ever gone glamping? No. I've gone camping a lot. I used to go camping a lot when I was a kid. I used to be like in a camping group where like it was like me and a bunch of friends, and there was like a supervisor, and like basically he was like an ex whatever high ranking of the Boy Scouts or whatever, right? I mean, but he was like, this is like back when I was in Mexico, but like he had like done like a lot of like international some kind of like camping thing. And then yeah, I was like, we were like taught like, you know, how to like tie different things, and like obviously like all the camping stuff, finding certain types of resources and like, you know, putting everything together. But yeah, it's like camping stuff, pretty much regular camping stuff, like take your sleeping bag and your tent and your whatever. Sometimes we would take like a bunch of like those like wooden dowels sort of, so that we can like create like a little pantry essentially for the campground. Yeah, I used to do that a lot when I was like in middle school-ish, high school. And then I haven't done much camping for a while. I mean, I did camping in college a few times. But then I never really bought the gear for myself. I would just like borrow from friends. But yeah, I haven't really done glamping at all though. I've been meaning to try it out, like look into it. But I haven't yet done it. I heard it's pretty fun though. So it's pretty nice. I mean, yeah. GMK Lime? I don't have GMK Lime. Even if you wanted it, I actually just do not have GMK Lime. It's one of the key sets that I would have bought if it had been dirt cheap, but otherwise I would not buy personally. Like I would buy it for like under 60 or 70 or whatever, but if it's like 100 and above, don't really feel like having GMK Lime. Don't love the set, so I never bought it. Dog, I had it listed for 80. I mean, I don't know. How am I supposed to know that? Can't tell like what people are listing all the time. I'm not like looking at Mech Market the whole time. Got a hatchet? Not now. Just got the Novelty's travel mug. Ooh. I wonder what manufacturer they're using, or like who, like what kind of mug it is. It might be like rebranded something, right? Yeah, let's see. A fellow collab? Oh, it was a fellow collab. Oh, that's cool. Quad monitor setup? I only have 2, by the way. Oh, actually, the other day the other day I was streaming. My partner took a pretty cool photo, kind of looked like a behind the scenes sort of look. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, here. You can see. Oh, hold on, I'll show you. Where's my? Here. There. It's like I was streaming at the time. My partner took a photo, but yeah, that's how the setup looks like from behind. So yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, 2 monitors, just one big one and then one on the side, vertical. And yeah, of course, it's a lot more cramped than you think. Like I'm pretty much in the corner of this like living area, and like the C stands right here, the tripod's right here, like pretty much everything's just like right here. So yeah, it's a tight setup. It's a tight setup. That's what happens. It's, you know how they say like you know, don't meet your heroes. It's one of those things. The setup looks nice on screen, but then you look at it in real life and it looks like shit, and it's super messy or whatever. What if you were to get a leg cramp, this whole setup go burr? don't know. Check Discord DM. What's on Discord? Oh. Let's hope you don't get one. A leg cramp? I hope not. Actually, one of my biggest fears is probably going swimming in the open sea, or like, you know, like at the beach or something, like swimming and then like getting a cramp. You know, like the people who, like, you know, that happens to people, right? Like that's how people drown and die, right? That's probably like one of my biggest fears, like drowning like that. Getting a cramp in the middle of the ocean. Shit's terrifying, dude. Okay, I remember someone told me that these cutouts for the half plate are pretty tight, so I just gotta double check that the okay, so the backspace one is fine. I think this one's fine too. I think they're fine, but I'm gonna have to double check once I put switches on. Yeah, leg cramps while swimming is fucked. Yeah, no, I haven't gotten one yet, okay? But it's definitely one of the things I hear about. I'm like, fuck, that's my nightmare right there. Never wish that would happen to me. Like, even if it's like in the swimming pool, you know? Ugh, scary. I definitely have a fear of like, I mean, when I was a kid, like in elementary school, right? I learned to swim much later than a lot of my peers. I think I learned to swim like when I was like in 3rd grade. So I was really scared of water for a long time. Yeah. So I learned how to swim when I was like 9. Obviously, a lot of my peers had learned how to swim much earlier. Calf cramps during swim practice? Oof. Oof. I mean, calf cramps already, just the thought of it. Like, I've gotten calf cramps, of course. I used to do track and field, so. But, ouch. God, it hurts so much. It would always be after you push off the wall. Oof. So the calf like bunches up when you do that, because that's like how it like, you know, it like how the muscle works. Ouch, that sounds like it would hurt so much. I don't think I've ever had leg cramps in the water, thank goodness. Yeah, it sounds terrifying. Yeah, I don't think I have either. Just doing other stuff. Most of my lap swimming was at my own pace. Yeah. Okay, so let's test the stabs first. Make sure they're good. Go. Oh, sounds good. Okay, so that one's not tight or anything. Okay, sounds good. A little bit of ticking there. Maybe a tiny bit of lube on the right side, just a teeny bit. Can't tell. Yeah, okay. Can we skip the song? Yeah, sure. I don't care. Okay. Stabs are good, I think. Stab tuning is the bane of my existence. I mean, it's pretty much the only worst part of the build, I feel. Unless like the assembly of the case itself has some complexities here and there. Usually it's like the only one part that, you know, you would be worried about. Can you actually please show a close-up of the Momoshiki corn? This one? Here. That Momoshiki corn can be yours for only $350. Is someone selling it for $350? That's crazy. I don't think anyone's gonna buy that. I thought TX stabs would solve all my problems, but they still sound like ass sometimes. Yeah. There isn't any avoiding. You can't avoid tuning entirely. Like, it's gonna require some amount of it, but yeah, unfortunately stabs can't be perfect by design, like, because it requires a certain amount of looseness and at the same time a certain amount of snugness. So by design, I just don't feel like stabs are possible to be made perfect. That said, I hope someone proves me and other people wrong about that. Someone just makes something that just works, or a design that works for longer keycaps with no stabs at all would be pretty much the ideal case. Just have something that works without stabs, and you can still press longer keys without even having to do anything to that. Factory loop, I mean, that already exists though. Factory loop stabs already exists, but it still doesn't work as well as people think, because there's imperfections in the factory process too. Do you watch Boruto, Diego? I watched a little and then quit. Pretty much, as soon as I finished Naruto and I checked out Boruto for a bit, I like read a little bit of the manga, I like watched a little bit, and then I was like, I'm kind of done with the franchise. That was how I felt. So I think Naruto was pretty much where the end of the franchise for me was. So yeah, I never really got very I didn't get invested. Just didn't feel invested anymore. That's just Naruto for you? Yeah, and it goes like that for a lot of the big franchises. I think I just stopped caring for them. Norb is designing frictionless stabs. Well, I hope it's a success. These are not enough switches for this, are they? I'm not sure. Maybe there are just barely enough. We'll see. Why am I feeling nervous that I don't have enough? I don't think I have enough switches. Did this person include enough? Like, what am I supposed to do? Fill it in with? I'm not sure. Is it just barely enough? It might just be barely enough. Oh yeah, okay. Might be barely enough. Or maybe one short? I don't know. I rarely check if I have enough switches because I trust people will send me at least a few extra. And I try to tell people to. But, oh wow. I actually have just enough. So I can't even split backspace even if I wanted to. That's pretty funny. Not a good recipe though, to have just enough switches, because that means that if something goes wrong with any switch, then you have to either get new ones to replace it or use a different one. Naruto was mid, so Boruto could be... Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There are good parts, but Naruto, just like a lot of the shows of that era, had a lot of fillers, had arcs that were pretty bad, with a lot of holes in the plot and just in the development of different things, from like the skills that they use, like the jutsu, and like from just the lore itself. Just had like holes here and there. And kind of like inconsistencies in like what message the show is trying to send. So yeah, I think Naruto is one of those shows that it was so long that a lot of that like magic was lost in between. So yeah, I mean, especially in the animation process where you have to fulfill deadlines, it's just the way it is. That's why I always like source material is probably the best way for you to take in whatever. And then if you're deciding to consume things like an animated TV show, then you just gotta acknowledge the fact that it's not gonna be what the author intended, and it's also not gonna be perfect. Like there's gonna be shortcuts taken here and there. Anytime anything gets adapted though, that's always the case. Which is probably gonna be, which I assume that's how people are gonna feel about the live action Avatar, for example, The Last Airbender. The Netflix one, right? No expectations for me, like from me. I watched the animated show like recently, and I finished it entirely, right? And I loved it. And then I was like, I can't look at any other material and be highly expecting of it. There's just no way. It can't possibly be that good. Make Sokka sexist again? When I watched Demon Slayer and there was no filler after watching Naruto, I was flabbergasted. Attack on Titan also, just thought filler was a frustrating part of watching anime. Yeah, that's true. For a long time, that was like the meta. I mean, the thing is, we've also changed the way we, like, studios release anime in different formats now. Like, we have the 12 episode course where they separate a full set of volumes or whatever into, instead of 24 episodes, now they do 2 different cores of 12 episodes each, and then they have a rest in between to release the next core. So yeah, like the industry has changed. So yeah, that's why we don't get as many fillers and stuff like that. Not to mention people would just riot about it, you know. They'll be like, what the hell, it is garbage. I don't really see the point of live action adaptations. Money, yeah, gotta squeeze the most out of a franchise. That's what new production is meant to do. It's not just meant to promote it, but it's also to, someone's gotta put food on the table, and that includes all the actors and all the writers and the producers and the director. And yeah, I mean, can I please have mods so I can ban Hashira Diego? No. Bad reason, so no. Pacing is literally why we're getting a One Piece remake. I have low expectations for that too. I watched up to second act of Wano, and I wanted to go back. I was watching Pace. I was doing One Pace, right? I can't go to a regular show. It's so slow. Nothing happens in an episode. Nothing. Dialogue is shit. It's so slow. Like, they say like 10 sentences, out of which 4 feel meaningless. And I'm like, I can't watch it. So I tried to watch One Piece to keep up. and decided I didn't want to. So I'm gonna wait until Pace is fully out for Wano, or close to it, and then I can switch back to the show. It's fine if it's just a few. But when they're telling me, hey, watch 20 episodes of Pace and then watch 60 episodes of regular One Piece to catch up to the last act or like arc or whatever, and I'm like, no, don't want to do that. No. It's a waste of time. But you won't get the nuances. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Of course it's better to consume One Piece in the readable format, like manga or whatever. Of course. Duh. Why would that not make sense? So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about a lot of stuff. You know, it's like some things are just too slow or adapt in a way that you don't like, and then you just gotta skip it. Gotta learn how to accept it and skip it. Oops. If we didn't have One Piece live action, we would have never found about Emily Rudd. For Shippuden, I finally looked up a filler list of what to skip. Yeah. It's so much better to do that. Couldn't take any more with my TikTok brain run. Oh boy, TikTok. That's still one app I don't open. I literally only install TikTok app on my phone to be able to open TikTok links that people send me, because it goes to the browser and it basically like begs you to have the app to open anything, because otherwise it just bombards you with overlays. And then I was like, okay, and then that's it. Don't really ever open the app for anything because it's so invasive. All right, let's get this going. Oh wait, where is it? Can't find it. Okay. The web app is shit. Is that still better than the app install? Oh yeah, I know. But even that, it's like the same. IG is the same. Twitter is the same, Reddit is the same now. Like, they have that stupid annoying thing where they're trying to force you to install their app, and it's unbearable. Okay, alright. I think it should be good to use the filter now. Okay. Let's get soldering. TikTok isn't bad. I'm 37, but if you take time to take care of your feet, yeah, that's true. Yeah, true. I follow like the more educational stuff, or slash, like maybe like food related stuff. It's kind of neat to look at, but I kind of pretty much skip a lot of the just for fun kind of stuff, because I feel like I already get bombarded with a lot of that from like IG. So TikTok would be like an app that I wouldn't really like follow like tons of people that I'm like, oh, I recognize that person I would follow. That I wouldn't do. It's just too much. I mean, that especially nowadays with the whole like algo recommended things, like, oh, you like this, so you might like this, and then it recommends you a bunch of random stuff that actually isn't that interesting. But I mean, sometimes it is accurate, but yeah. How much good keyword content is on TikTok? I don't know. Is there a lot of keyword content in the first place? I don't even know how much keyword content is on TikTok anymore. There was a time when people would post stuff, but was it? I don't know if it was beyond just being introductory slash maybe some tutorials occasionally people would post. Like I know like I think like Patty would post some funny ones too occasionally. But yeah, don't see much these days, I think. A lot of pre-builds and PE foam makes sense. That's I mean, but that's like following the trend of the pandemic boom where we had, you know, a lot of people coming into the hobby. So it makes sense that introductory or pre-built stuff was, you know, the most popular thing at the time. That's what people wanted. Diego hasn't had a key code stream in months? That's true. I haven't built a key code in a good while. That said, I think it kind of makes sense. I mean, a lot of the key code builds that I had were climb builds, and the people who wanted one already have one. And I think because ever since, obviously, like with key code having internal issues with like finishing and whatnot, the number of key codes, like key code units that go out there to people, to new people or prospective folks who would require a build, instead of building themselves, would obviously decrease by quite a significant bit, I'm sure. And also a lot of the people who I know started during the pandemic are long gone, or slash like they kept whatever boards they wanted and, you know, sold off whatever else they didn't, and they don't really partake in anything keyword related anymore, because that's kind of like beyond them now. You'd build them, but they deliver the board. I mean, the thing is, they are sending out boards. Like there are quite a few new additions, from the Cerakote ones to the powder coat ones to some of the anodized ones. There actually are quite a few releases now. The only thing is, because they're not like public, or not, sorry, like announced, like raffles, drawings, whatever they're calling it, it's gonna be, it's not as like well known unless you're participating in it directly. So yeah, and the people who will end up buying them are people who also like are gonna use them. So I think a lot of times it ends up with people who can just like build it on their own. So yeah, it's definitely much less apparent in the market too. But yeah, a lot of it does have to do with the new system. I won a drawing this weekend. I ghosted. I already have 2 key calls. Yeah, see? So like that. And for the people who are hoping for one, like your chances are not decreased from passing on one. In fact, probably the opposite. So it's actually like more incentivized now that you take the win that you want, exactly the one that you want, like configuration wise and everything else. So yeah, that's definitely one of the things. Like there's not as much trading, buying, selling because of that. Yeah. Yeah, I guess the Metropolis one obviously took a long time, and I guess now they're sort of somewhat finalized now. There's that. That was also like when Metropolis ran, which was forever ago now. So yeah, a little surprising it took so long, but you know, it is what it is. Surely they don't, like, you know, people who don't want it, but yeah. And yeah, I also, oh yeah, there's people who are waiting on the pre-order too, right? And that's been pretty slow with
I think the bigger kind of thing is like there's no updates with like photographs and stuff like that, so it doesn't feel as informative as just a text update. So there's that too. Yeah, I think that explains kind of like a lot of what the company has been going through, and therefore what we see on the streams here too. I mean, I'll tell you this. I'll be like honest, right? Like the volume of build requests that I get has gone down a lot. Like in fact, to be like very transparent, my like for example, like a good way to also quantify this is like by looking at my Twitch insights in general, like analytics, and that has pretty much halved, maybe worse. Um, like in terms of impressions and viewers and like average of everything, subs, everything in general. It's like half or so. Since like the peak. So it's kind of settled back down to what it was before. Before it was hitting those cusps. Okay, so that's all soldered, I think. Let's double check that everything is nicely in line. Okay, it's good. Yeah, it's been a significant downturn for sure. And I don't mind, personally. Like, I still do this for myself and, like, yeah, sure, it's not like a full-time thing. I mean, obviously, it kind of sucks in the sense that, like, having work, having stuff to do is always good. But yeah, it's just representative of what's going on with the hobby in general. Yeah, it's downturn in everything for sure. Like it's not just the one hobby; it's every hobby. It's everything. I mean, food is more expensive. Like food is crazy expensive now, actually. Um, it just do be like that right now. It's just not an easy time for just about anybody, I think. So so yeah, that's what we have here. So, why the other key was not very good at here. Why that's mapped to a numpad. Oh, is that a numlock maybe? Uh, why is this a numpad? Is there a numlock key here that I pressed? Must have. Uh, must have pressed something. Oh, it must be a toggle. That's why. I don't know what this is mapped to. Actually, that's why. Okay, whatever. Okay. So much bad PR happening in the hobby? Yeah, I mean with all the vendor failures and all that. Food is so expensive, transport. Yeah. It's a tough time right now. Job market's hard. Also, I puke. Hello, how are you doing? Um,
When someone asks for photos, they made a big deal about people asking too much for an update. Doesn't feel very reassuring as their updates feel pretty inconsistent to what one before. I also feel like I don't really have much of a qualm myself, but I do feel like there's some disposition of certain mods who are kind of like a little bit scathing, I guess, when in response to an inquiry. Which I get it if you're burnt out or maybe not a very approachable person, but it puts a bad image on the entity you're trying to represent. So I often think that's kind of important to manage. It's kind of like a PR thing, yeah. So yeah, I mean, there are some people who are just a little too on the defensive. It's pretty much how I would put it. Too on the defensive when you talk to them, and they're like, "What update? Don't have an update for you." Whatever it is. It's kind of funny to me. Oh, the playlist ended. I don't know what to play right now. Maybe I'll play one of these other ones. Okay. It really isn't much to ask for photos. It shouldn't be. It's so simple. I mean, everyone has a phone nowadays. Can just whip it out and take a picture. It's not that hard. And to manage the PR around it is also not that difficult. Just think about it a little bit. See what kind of repercussions that might have. But, I mean, again. That's why people criticize things that happen in the hobby. Sometimes it seems so counterintuitive. Is it weird that I use a low weight spring on my spacebar to ensure it bottoms out on each press? No, it's not that weird in my opinion. Some people like bottoming out on their mods and stuff. Let's see. Wait until we get to resource wars like fresh water. It's a matter of time, isn't it? Yeah, that's also like I feel like us, like our generation, people who are like right now, maybe in their 30s or 40s or whatever. I feel like our generation's like a lot of us were fed that idea of like we're gonna hit 20 something, right? Like 2000 and something, like year 2000 something, and the world is gonna be in this dire state of resource scarcity, and there's gonna be basically World War III essentially over like resources. And like I feel like that idea has been drilled into so many people of like our generation too. Which it's I get it. It's like a warning sign kind of thing. I always felt like that idea was mentioned so much growing up. Like the whole like, oh, gotta save water, gotta save electricity, whatever, because like resources are gonna be scarce and the water, and these kinds of things are important, right? And it's all true to some degree. Obviously, it gets sensationalized quite a bit too. I remember the Magma Keycap Discord drama too. I guess you got a lot of fans in their respective Discords. Yeah. I mean, I think it went both ways too, though. The people who were quote unquote kind of speaking on behalf of Merlin kind of had some points that were kind of like, huh? And likewise, on the other side, people get very defensive. So it doesn't help anybody. Only solution is to go off grid. Wait, it's not the right screwdriver, is it? Release? Hex? Works. It's hex. Just double checking.
What build did the client want? What do you mean? What mount? I think they wanted O-ring mount. That was what they're asking me about. They're like, "Oh, like how do you feel about O-ring mount?" I was like, I think it's good." O-ring and a new gasket relief mount I preferred. Well, I don't have the gasket, the new kit or whatever that was supposed to be some kind of opt-in alternative during the buy. I do have, I mean, we have the option for top mount and gasket and relief mount, like relief top, I guess, and O-ring are the ways we have options for right now. But yeah, let me let's take off this plate first, though. He did. He chose classic retro Arabic again. I'm gonna veto that one. Every time I get asked for beige, that's the one that gets asked for, which is a good key set. Don't disagree, but we used it recently, so we can try something else. Veto for Wa, please. Fuck beige. Come on, Avo. How many people would stand up for that opinion? Maybe like 3. I know like 3 people who are very like who like very vehemently ask for wob on silver, and that's like 3 people, like legitimately. Don't know many others who do. All right, I don't know what the hardness for these O-rings is. I guess I can check. This one feels kind of soft. This is stiffer than that one. This one versus this one. They feel very similar. This might be the same one. This is much tighter, actually. This is a harder durometer O-ring, and this is softer than the rest. I don't know what the ratings for the O-rings are here, so I'm just gonna go with the relative. Maybe I was told I was asked about the softer one, so we can try the softer one. Hope it's not too soft. Which is this one. It's like off, kind of like cream kind of color, off white, more like tan maybe, sand sort of color. All right, let's try this one, and then let's get our daughterboard screws. Where are the screws for that? I'll pay 7779 for CRP. Any APL avail? I think I do have APL, yeah. 38 beige, 58 transparent, 78 white. Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you. Oh, it was included. Okay. I don't know because I was not in derivative buy, so I actually don't know what the kit's included from the get-go. Speaking of CRP, is the GB for Classic Hangul still open? Yes, I believe so. Let's try the softer one, which is the 30A with an alu half. It's gonna be a pretty soft feeling. Oh, there goes a little jingle for the rice cooker, if you can hear it. Oh, should be good now. Okay. Sweet. Let's see. These were the screws I removed for that, and these should be the case screws. I had to physically tape my JST cable. Oh yeah. It seems like it's in. I feel like it's even right now. So if it, I think the easiest way to know though, once I start putting keycaps on and stuff, is like if you hear this like metallic weird sound from one side and not the other, it's definitely JST cable being caught in between. But yeah, I also just grab a little piece of tape to put the to tape the cable to the case sometimes, because it's easier to just, you know. Incy, maybe some fresh jam from your fancy California fruits. Incy, do you make jam? Like actually? Like that's actually, is that actually true? 'Cause that's pretty cool, to be honest. I think making stuff at home like that is pretty OP. Jam's DN in my mouth? Oh, okay. I see. I see you guys get along. Alright, nice. Diego, are we doing Arabic beige? Can I get my points back? Yeah, you can get your points back. Alright, let me see here. Diego, I'll be in New York beginning of March for work. Oh, cool. I guess let me know. I'm not sure. Beginning of March though. I might be busy, by the way. I'm not sure. I'll let you know. But I have like this big deadline in March. All right. So blue alert. Someone said. Who was it? Who said it? Oh, okay. That's true. Okay. Blue alert. I need to see where I have it on the board right now, so I need to go get that. Blue alert. Do you have GMK Monkey? I actually do. Okay. No. Just right now. Let me go check. Be right back. Aside from the ancient times, Monkey, yeah, that's an old set. That's like a pre. It's I don't know. It's really old. The anno on the top board is so hot or cold. Sorry, I like must have tapped the C stand. The GMK kitting back then was wild. Well, I mean, it was based on what was necessary at the time. So at the time, if you think about GMK back in the day, or rather kitting back in the day, it was done to fit what? OEM board 625, 7U for some, like the Korean customs or whatever. And then boards that existed, 1800, 65 and 75 was rarer. So the compatibility for them was much less. Um and then coming up were like weird layouts like 96 key or like Blackbird layout or whatever, like 1800 FRL kind of stuff. And then obviously you had like 40s, but like just coming up, so that compatibility was pretty limited. Um, so yeah, it was mostly based on what people needed. So it definitely was different, but I mean, I think it's accurate to whatever was being asked for at the time. And also, like, there were not that many buys in the first place. So I think the interest checks were actual interest checks where, like, the runners would receive feedback for what keys should be included and not, and they would determine that, right? So yeah, kind of different time for sure. I was a 75% doubter, but I got the Hall Effect Mellatrix board. It might be a superior layout after a pleasant symmetry of 60%. I think for me, I do still like 75. Like I actually started when I started keyboards, I actually really liked 75%. It was like one of my favorite layouts. It was like the layout I actually used it for a long time because I my first custom keyboard, one of the first ones that I got was the Duck Octagon. And that one I used for a very long time. I had my Duck Octagon for like so many years. And I really liked it. But then I think once I kind of like got to like TKLs more, I felt like I didn't need the space saving aspect of the 75 as much. That's when I kind of grew out of that phase, and I was like, oh, like if I'm gonna have my FRO and my nav cluster anyway, why not just go to the more aesthetically pleasing layout for me, which is the classic TKL. Um, so that's kind of like what drew me into TKLs over 75s, is that the functionality stayed the same, but the space saving aspect of the 75, which is not that much, was not as necessary. And so, yeah, I prefer the more expanded look of the TKL. And 60% is good with space saving, right? So that's my preferred layout for um like to have a portable, like more portable keyboard, or maybe to also like save space on the desk. Like maybe like I'm doing like paperwork or something, and you need paperwork as well as a board. It's like that. Yeah, 60% got popular with pokers because that was pretty massively produced too. The IKBC poker. Do we do blue accents or no? Blue accents or regular? Some people say blue, some people say no. HKBs have been around since the early 2000s. Yeah, they've been around for a long time, but they became popular a little bit later. I think the Pro 2 was really what made it popular. Blue, blue, blue. Okay, I see more blues than regular actually. So let's do the blue one. Maybe you can use a blue keycap to fit the like a blue artisan or something to fit the accent. Okay. Oh, I forgot that. I had the filter still on. The HKBs are pretty niche. I mean, it became popular among like what programmers, right? Computer science people, programmers, right? Pro, I think after the Pro 2, really, and then in the community was mostly like because of Keycap and whatnot. What layout do you like for gaming? I think for me, 60 or TKL is still the same. For usage or for gaming, I think for me, both layouts are perfectly useful. So that's my choice. Still. For whatever reason. College students would like blanks. Blanks are nice though. That's just me. Okay, so we can pick something to use that's blue, maybe. I have some blue ones here too. You guys have any picks? The blue is on the darker side though. So you have a particular pick. Gundam Lat? Okay, that works. Clouds maybe? Clouds would work too actually. Gundam one looks nice. We can do the Gundam Lat. Okay, cool. The HKB studio sold out in under an hour in Japan? Oh wow, damn. I didn't know it was that short. I knew it sold out, but I didn't realize it was that popular. But I mean, yeah, I think there's a lot of niche things that are different in different markets. In North America, people complained that it was not topiary and that like it was useless, whatever, very gimmicky. But you know, in other countries they look at it differently, I guess. Wait. Okay, there you go. So yeah, it's definitely popular in certain niches. Yeah. All right. So we are pretty much ready here. HKB Studio is expensive. Yeah, I agree. All right, let's see here. Ooh, look at that. That looks nice. Okay. Let me put the mic over. All right. So we can stop the music there and try this out. All right. So we got a derivative in silver here. Where's the focus there? There. I think that looks nice. All right. We got a silver derivative here. This one is built with GAT yellows that are loop, full milky housing. We also have a half alu plate. And we have the 30A O-ring, the soft O-ring for the mount. So let's give this a shot. Of course, no foam or anything like that in the build. And GMK blue alert.
If, by the way, you didn't know, I am going to be running GMK Blue Alert R2 late in the year, like in Q3, Q4. So I'll be posting like an interest check on that much later on. But I already have it greenlit through a vendor, and things will be progressing there probably later in the year. But that'll definitely be happening. Honestly, there is a bit of burnout for key sets these days, especially beige stuff. So if you're interested, please do support. But if not, it's fine. But yeah, there'll be like a rerun of this set at some point in the future. Are we getting Numro? Yeah, we'll probably see an accent similar to Red Alert R2. All right, here we go. Pretty nice. Very nice. A little speedy today. Alright, let's listen to the mods. Sounds like a peripheral input device. Perhaps it does. Alright, here are the mods. There it is. That's the sound of this derivative. You guys like it? It sounds pretty good with GATs. I definitely do hear a little bit of like emptiness, sort of seems like kind of a slight hollowness from the case. Probably coming in from the aspect of this being an alu half plate, but that aside, it's not very noticeable. To be honest, in regular typing, it's kind of just drowns out. But you can, I think maybe it's because I have the monitor on here with the mic that I can hear it. The mic definitely captures a little bit more of that than not. But yeah, this is Blue Alert. And that Kupo asked, this year, yes, this year. Shameless plug. Of course, I'm gonna shameless plug my own shit in my stream, in my channel. Duh. Anyway, yes, it will probably have R5 if you're asking. Numro, yes, with no 1.5 supers in base. I'm not sure about that. Kidding, TBD. We are probably gonna try to minimize kits. So by minimize I mean like fewer kits. But 1.5 supers in base might actually happen depending on how we decide to do the kitting. But yeah, we'll see. It will be icon plus text though, so you will be losing out on icon mods, by the way. And yes, this was O-ring mount with a 30A / softest O-ring that was in the kit. I did force pick mine though, and it helped with that resonance. That's fair. Icon mods with purse, no. Unfortunately, it will be icon plus text for difference with the first round. Yeah. Can you do 2 alt graphs, please, and thank you? Why 2? And it will be alt GR, not alt graph, probably. I don't like it parsed fully out, but yeah. where can I buy a separate 38 O-ring? You can probably check with maybe Graveshift. They have O-rings, right? Graveshift might have one if you're in the US especially. Anyway, so what the board looks like. Let's show you a Dan Ringer. Oh, Dan Ringer also has O-rings. That's cool. So there it is. Blue alert. But yeah, this is what blue alert looks like, right? Text box icon will definitely look different from this. Like it'll look a little busier. But hopefully you guys will like it when that happens. But that's been my idea for a long time. It's been it would be cool to have a text icon version of blue alert, and preserve the R5 nature of it too. That would be nice as well. Wait, is this the these are the R5 keys. Yeah. But yeah, there's our R5 profile. The derivative is such a nice looking board, especially the side profile. I think I really like what JJW did with this part here. It's super neat. It's a very nice looking board, honestly. Oh, we can probably peel that off now. Will there be Hiragana sub-legends? No Miyamoto Mustachi. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, super nice looking board. Yeah, people have asked about sub-legend kits for Blue Alert. To be frank with you, I've gotten a lot of requests. People have said Hangul, someone said like Italian for like the inspiration of Olivetti boards. Some people said Cyrillic. It will be to be determined. For the main reason that the demand for key sets these days is a lot more difficult to navigate. So if it can be warranted to hit MOQ and whatever, then sub-legend kits are a possibility. I'm not sure if I would strongly consider Cyrillic, to be quite honest. It's not my particular... I personally don't think Cyrillic is the sub-legend kit to run with something like Blue Alert, at least personally. Hiragana also probably not. Probably none of the Japanese ones, like no katakana, no hiragana. I'm probably leaning either there's Hangul, there's probably a few of the European layouts, like something like Olivetti's like Italian type layout, or something like something kind of like more international layout style would be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Cadet, probably not. There's a lot of cadet sets out there. I feel like it's a bit excessive, so probably not. Hangul, actually, honestly, I'm kind of like, I think it's kind of getting old for me too. Like there's a lot of key sets with Hangul, Dolce, and many other things, Rainy Day or whatever, all those sets. But I don't know, maybe we'll see. APL could be interesting, considering that Olivia number 3 ran with the APL's legends, but I'm pretty sure APL would not be doable in double shot, right? So I don't know. Actually, that's something that I could ask about, but that would be interesting if it did. If it were possible to do something like double shot APL. You can do the APL in double shot. Why not? Because the lines are very thin. Distance between lines is what matters for double shotting. So if the lines are very close, so maybe you have to make the legends bigger. But if you do that, right, then you're kind of throwing off the proportions of the other symbols because they have to be all consistently sized. So that's a big factor in GMK legend / novelty design. You have to consider the gap between lines, or points, actually, more specifically. 0.3 millimeter. I actually don't remember the exact. I mean, yeah, the guidelines on the. Pretty sure the guideline is written on the GMK website. And sorry about the focus here going crazy. It's time to turn that off now. All right, so there's our board for today. Let's get the thumbnail here looking nice. All right. Boom. All right, I think that's pretty good. All right, cool. So let's switch this over now. Yeah, it doesn't matter because, so for sub legends it would matter even more because so in the double shotting process you're doing the entire face of the cap, right? In the mold, like you need to make a mold for that, right? So by doing sub legends, you're actually reducing the net surface area that you have to do the sub legend, while keeping everything separated, you know, to the right extent. So unless you want to have sub legends that are either too small or too big relative to the main legend, yeah, that'll change things. So yeah. But yep, I can unplug this for a sec and show you what the derivative here looks like from above. It's a nice build. I think this turned out pretty good. I think I do like the soft O-ring here. Goes well with the alu half. Yeah, this is pretty good, I think. Yeah, it's soft enough, but not like, it's nothing crazy, like softness wise. It's not like just bouncing everywhere. So it's actually pretty good. I have polypropylene plate coming for derivative. Oh, nice. Dvorak, please. Hebrew. Ooh. Hebrew. Problem with Hebrew is someone has to make the legends. I could hire someone to make the legends for Hebrew, but it's tough. Definitely need, as Zambumon, I could ask. I don't know how willing he would be, to be quite frank. I mean, probably not, to be honest. If it's his own work, which I think it is, pretty sure his tracings are his own, so I don't see why a designer would want to publish or allow publishing of their own work before they do it themselves. So it's like I would have to wait for Zambumon to run his own set with it and then have permission to run with it. I think that would be the caveat. But yeah, I will ask. I can ask. I can always ask. I do know that he did some renders for Hebrew. So, and I'm pretty sure that he did tracings and all that. So, yeah, that's actually a pretty good suggestion. Hebrew would be a cool and unique set of sub-legends for Blue Alert. Hebrew Blue, essentially, is what you would get, like, kind of like the CRP set. Except, I guess, double shots of all blue legends, probably. Yeah. Can we get a Rama cap collab? Maybe a Hebe cap, yeah. I'm coming around to icons with Purse. Purse looks nice. I mean, it's unique, different. I do prefer the down arrow, to be frank, the icon, but Purse looks cool. So it's a cool looking icon. Do a Greek add-on? I'm lukewarm on it, to be honest. I'm lukewarm on the Greek add-on thing. Oh, Lord of the Rings Elvish. Be interesting. He likes it, don't worry. Liking me is very different from letting someone use your own work. Also, EPP, thank you for the 25 months. How are you, buddy? Alright, so I guess that's pretty much all I have for today to wrap it up soon. I have some other builds coming up. Let me double check here. I do have an LZRE that I need to build for someone. But I need to double check on like switches and all these parts for them. So that's been kind of like on the queue. And also I have this deadline coming up, as I said. So I'm like torn on when to do it. And like I also need to prep for it. So yeah, it might be a little bit. You might see fewer streams from me the coming 2 weeks or so. Coming 2-3 weeks might be fewer streams, maybe like once or twice a week. But I'll try to get more builds done. There's some other things coming in though. I should be getting to try out the class 0413 at some point. I think that's like coming at some point. And then yeah, there's the LZRE of course. And then I need to check. There's a bit of a queue. But yeah. Time to make some new sub-legends for a language. The problem is having the graphic design skills for it. I don't have those skills, like to do the tracings and the vector files for them. But in my case, I would have to hire someone to do it, which I think hiring someone to do it takes pretty much the same amount of mental and emotional investment. I need to have them like sign up to do it, you know, be willing and be happy to do it, even if I like pay them for the work. It's kind of tough. I think that's always been a problem with these things. But it would be interesting. I mean, there's also like what, like Star Trek Vulcan language or something. Yeah, people mentioned Elven or Elvish. I guess maybe like Thai or something like that too. But I don't know. I've seen some of those sets through what's that called? 21 KB when they do the dice ups. But I don't know what's feasible in double shot. I think I would want to make it in double shot rather than pat print. So I think that's what would be the goal for a sub-legend kit. Anyway, that's kind of like up in discussion. It's actually not up to me. That's not a decision. I can push for certain decisions, but I can't like force them. So I do have to talk to the vendor about it and move from there. So because if they think it's too much to carry, then you know we'll only get at most we'll definitely get probably base accent, which will be the blue numero, similar to this color. So it'll be the beige color on top of the blue. And then you would get you would be probably an extended compatibility kit, like an extension kit, sort of like similar to Dolchar 5, but probably a little bit more modern. Alice spacebar is probably in base, what's most likely gonna happen. ISO support probably just minimal, like US terminal, something like that is probably what's gonna happen. R5 and text icon are the two things are definitely gonna be pushed for from my end. So that probably won't change no matter how much people ask. Win95 keys, which are the Windows novelties, right? The 1U keys or the 1.25U keys. Those will actually be also forced in base, most likely, because it was a condition from the R1 runner for me to include them. So I will have Win95 novelties, or not novelties, 1U keys or 125 keys on the base most likely, but it's something that I'm going to also push for. Those will likely also be UV print, which kind of sucks. Might be double shot, not sure, but I think the windows, the small little details at the back of the window don't allow for double shot, but I need to check. But yeah, those will probably happen too. Numpad Legends, that's a good question. Since it's text plus icon, I was torn. Like Blue Alert R1 has Numpad Legends that sit in the front of the cap, whereas classic beige sets have sub legends on the have sub legend numpad icons. So I would be torn between those two options. I do kind of feel like the front print is unique, but I wonder if it would take some people off to have text plus icon classic legends, but then do a non-classic way of doing the numpad. So kind of torn on that. A little bit torn. But I mean, I can show you what the wind keys look like. As well as the 1U keys, right? So, or the wind keys rather. So the wind keys, I'm pretty sure the wind key and the menu key, for example, here, these are pat print or UV print. Or sorry, it's just this one. So these are UV print. As you can see, these are not double shot. These are not double shot keys. These are UV printed. Those are staying. I mean, whether you tell me or not to keep it, that's not a decision you can make. These are going to be pushed for regardless. So you'll probably see these are pad print, UV print, you know. Numpad legends though. So as you can see here, these guys have front legends like that, which is very unique. We haven't seen that in a long time. And so I'm kind of torn whether to do this or classic style, which is the arrow here, like on top, on the top side. But I do like the front print. It's pretty, it is unconventional, it is fun, and I like it a lot myself. I'm gonna think about that for a bit. There's a few other front print things that, for example, I think Camping R1 had some interesting front print legends that were a bit different. I will probably not forgo things like things I will never do is, for example, you know, the pipe key. There's some key sets that have the pipe key and the short backspace icon, like the Xbox Elite or whatever, like front printed. I think it's really ugly, so I wouldn't do that. I think a dedicated 1.5U backspace is necessary, and if it's text plus icon, it's gonna be a text novelty. So, you know. But yeah, there's like a few decisions here that I need to make along with the vendor, and but those decisions won't happen anytime soon. Just so you know, like, you can tell me anything you want, but no decision is gonna happen now. It's gonna happen probably in the summer, if not in the fall of this year. So nothing's gonna change from now until then. Like, no decisions are gonna be carried out or changed, or actually there's no decisions at all. Like for the kitting, like the kitting is pretty much still floating. So yeah, you'll see more of that when the ICE comes up, and I talk to the vendor and we figure those things out. But yeah. Yeah. For example, the Camping Legends of UK, like Camping Legend was bad for like UK ISO users, for example. It looked cool. Sawari, I think, and Camping R1 had that, and it looked cool, but it does sacrifice people who do actually use the ISO layouts. So yeah, can you share the vendor name? No. Shine through, like windowed keys. Those would happen if windowed keys are included. Those will happen in a separate kit. You'll have to buy like an extension or like a novelty kit or something like that, probably. It wouldn't be in base. That's a non-essential key. Base kit will be essential keys. So what you see in typical base kits, maybe like split spacebar stuff, you know, ISO, numpad, all that in base. Like the Win95 stuff, probably staying in base just because there's not that many keys. 1.5U supers in base is debatable. I don't know how likely it is. That's something to be discussed, so no actual confirmation of that until later. And yeah, force shine through in base is probably never gonna happen. It doesn't make sense to push for people to pay for shine through keys when the vast majority don't use it. So yeah. Okay, so that's all I got though, pretty much. It's better than no numpad sub legends. Yeah, no, there will be some kind of numpad sub legends. I'm not sure if front or side though. I mean front or top rather. Sorry. So yeah. All right, let's wrap it up here. Let's see if there is anybody to raid. So let's see here. I do not see any keyboard people actually live today, do I? I'm looking. I don't see any keyboard people live right now, I think. Looking. I mean, it is President's Day, so don't see anyone. If you go for another 30, no, gotta go do other stuff. Okay, cool. I'm gonna skip the raid. I'm too lazy now. All right, no raid. All right, I'll see you guys some other time this week. But in the meantime, be well. Have a good start to your week if you haven't started your week just yet. But otherwise, take it easy. Peace. Take care, guys. Have a good night.